Hi everyone, today I feel sad. I received a phone call at 6 a.m. this morning, and it was my daughter who was back home in Australia, wrapped up in bed, feeling completely lethargic and helpless, and she has come down with the flu. And it's quite a severe case of the flu. She's feeling quite knocked about, I can tell, and I can just tell by the way she sort of talks to me on the call. So we did like a FaceTime, so where you hook up to your internet and a bit like Skype, where you have like video calling. So what it does do is it really locks you into a place of what's really, really important. And as most of you know, or following my journey, especially on the 90-day journey, I am now here in America, thousands of miles away from my daughter at this stage today, needing me and wanting me. And, you know, we all know when we get sick. I mean, I came down sick on Monday, and I too was missing home and missing family. It really takes you back to some of those primal needs, doesn't it? When you really come down with a sickness or an illness, and all you want to do is really curl up on the lounge and just, you know, have someone look after you, or have someone bring soup, or have someone bring hot lemon and honey to you. These are just the small things in life sometimes that as a human being we need and want. And when it's your own children phoning you, I mean, my daughter now is 22 years of age, but I've been there for all of those years, for all of her life. And in those early days as a single parent, you know, you tend to depend and rely on each other quite a lot. And I think that you know, you form quite a strong bond with each other, and that's reflective in times of need when they're not feeling well at all. So she rang me at 6 a.m. this morning. She's doing an internship with her college degree at the moment, and she's got 10 weeks. She's week 6 into a 10-week intern program. And her biggest concern was guilt around not being at that internship because the doctor has given her some days off. And so as a mother, I had to step in and say, that's not of any of your concern right now. Your concern is about being well, getting better, feeling better, and just taking that time out for yourself. And once you start to feel better, then you can start thinking about your intern program. But at the moment, it's all about you. And that was my video on Monday, you know, it's all about you. So just very quickly, I sort of want to bridge that into the video that I made yesterday. And it was all about what would, if Chris and I had to advertise in our business for team members, what would that advertisement look like? And we had, you know, stepped out all of this criteria, things like, you know, are you prepared to work on your business 2 hours of an evening and 5 to 10 hours on a weekend? Prepared to do training to advance your digital skills, be coachable, be prepared to tap into mastermind groups, you know, all of these things that are essential parts of building a business, online business. Ultimately, the goal of that is to live a life of meaning and purpose forever. And, you know, are you willing to put in 2 to 5 years of work and working on yourself, personal development and growth, working on digital skills? Are you prepared to put 2 to 5 years in to have that ultimate outcome or ultimate goal? And I mean, Chris and I have absolutely put our hands up and said yes. And I think for anyone that's joining our team, those attributes are absolutely essential. And when I relate that to my business of buying USA real estate training, which I've been doing now for 10 years and continue to do, I have, wow, the last 10 years has been on training, educational, personal development, flying around the world to tap into educators and mentors and coaches to really get as much knowledge and information to be able to build a portfolio, a property portfolio that can lead to the ultimate goal is living a life of meaning and purpose, and then to help others do the same. So what that criteria should include when it comes to when you're seeking a purpose, when you're looking at your life and you're wanting more value and more purpose, that criteria is a must, whether it be for creating and developing an online business or whether it be for creating a real estate portfolio, investment portfolio, or any other strategy outside of a 9-to-5 job. You have to be prepared to be putting in the time, effort, resources, all of those factors for at least 2 to 5 years to be able to master the skill of being able to do that. But again, let me get back to my daughter not being well and me not being there. These are some of the sacrifices sometimes that have to be made. And over the last 10 years, I have had to fly to America every year to run the business or to make sure things are running or to tap into teams or do what I have to do so that when I go back to Australia, I can market and promote the business that I'm running here in America. So it's been essential. Since 2006, I've had to come twice a year for at least 3 weeks each time. And I've slowed that down a little bit with respect to only one visit a year, but I've extended it. And 2 years ago, I was here for 5 months. Last year, I was here for 2 months. This year, 3.5 months. So you can see that is now time away from my daughter. She's a lot older. So 20, 21, 22, and I've been able to spend months here. However, it still tugs at those heartstrings. It still pulls at that emotional system when you get phone calls like that and you want to be there with her to nurture and support her, and yet you have to be here to build a business and to do what you have to do to make that happen. So that's my share. When it comes to, there are no get rich quick schemes that, unless it's winning the lottery or whether it's, I don't know, coming into some sort of windfall. When it comes to creating a life of purpose and value, a life of meaning, a life of serving others, it requires the legwork in the early days. There's absolutely no question about that. And so you have to be prepared for the first 2 to 5 years to be putting in the training, resources, time, effort, all of those factors, and possibly making some sacrifices along the way. And those sacrifices could be things like being able to invest money into a system or a business model that's going to work for you. Well, what do I have to do? I have to sacrifice possibly lunches every day, eating out of an evening meals. I might have to sacrifice lattes or coffees initially so that I can really live on purpose or create this model that's going to cash flow and generate a life of purpose. So that's my share today, quite profound, with a hint of sadness today that I can't be there for my daughter. I'm sure over the next 4 days I'll just be phoning in, and I'm sure she will slowly but surely get better and get back on her feet. So it's day 71 of the 90-day journey. This morning, all action steps done. So I was awake with my daughter at 6 a.m. I think I took a photo of my phone as evidence, but I think it was about 6:25. I got up, I drank my 500 ml of water, green juice, meditation, went for 30 minutes of walking today. It's quite black out there, so the clouds have come over, so I made it in time. And I listened this morning to the last hour of Jay Kubzek's sort of 3-hour webinar, and that was incredibly powerful. I actually listened to the last 25 minutes twice over because I found that incredibly powerful. And educational business stuff done today, and I'm going to go ahead and write another blog today. So that's my share, day 71 of the 90-day journey and day 72 tomorrow. The days are ticking by quickly now. We're in sort of the last leg of this journey. Bye for now.